Students, in the last lecture, we introduced the concept of schemas. Schemas are basically a structural way to write the specification in Z formal language, and we already discussed the case study in the last lecture, and the state variable in that case study was uh, integer variable. In this lecture, we are going to adopt the set as a system state variable. Students, in the last lecture, we used integer variable count to model a system counter in Z specification. Students, you know that any integer variable or element variable can store a single value at one instance of time. However, in order to model large software systems, we need to store collection of elements in a variable. Therefore, in this lecture, we will use sets as system state variable, and in order to use sets as system state variable, we will discuss another case study with the name of class management system. And by specifying class management system, we will introduce another type which is known as free type, and we also introduce to model the error reports in formal specification using that language. Class management system basically allows students to register themselves in a course, and secondly, it has a facility that student may leave with certificate who has completed all the assignments or sessionals. Students, a class management system basically does not allow students to register in multiple courses. Therefore, the associated domain to model a class management system would be student. Therefore, we take student as basic type, and in Z specification language, a set which is declared as a type should be enclosed with square brackets. We have already discussed that any global variable can be declared using axiomatic definition. In order to model the class management system, firstly, we need to declare the size of a class as a global variable. Therefore, we can use maximum class size of type integer. So by declaring a variable max class size, it would become a global variable, and its value basically will work as a size of the class. Now we are ready to specify system state schema. And you know that system state schema is basically a formal representation of a software, because system state schema contain system state variables and invariant properties which actually prevail in a software. Therefore, there are two set variables. The first set variable is enrolled, and its type is a set of all finite power sets of set student. And second set variable is passed, which is declared on set of all possible finite subsets of set student. So these two set variables become a system state variables, and there are two invariant properties which are defined in the lower part of the schema in the form of predicates. The first invariant property is that the number of enrolled students must not exceed the max class size, and it's quite natural property that enrolled students should be less than or equal to the size of the class. The second property, the students declared passed must be enrolled. So the passed set must be the subset of enrolled set. Student, we must specify the initial value of declared system state variables, and this specification can be done using another schema known as initial state schema, and you can write a proper name for that schema, and by writing the name of system state schema class, you can call all the state variables and predicates which was specified in this class state schema. Therefore, there is no need to rewrite the state variables and invariant properties again. Now we declare the initial values of state variables in the lower part in the form of predicates, because both the declared state variables are set variables. Therefore, the first declared variable enrolled has initial value 5 or empty set. So you should not write 0, because enrolled is not an integer variable, but it's a set variable. Therefore, its initial value may be empty set or 5. Similarly, passed is also a set variable. Therefore, its initial value may be empty set. After specifying the system state schema and the initial state of this software in the form of initial state schema, we are ready to specify the operation schemas, and to specify the operation schemas we use some decorations, variables that end with the question mark or sign of interrogation are understood to model inputs. The question mark is not an operator, it is an example of a Z decoration. Question mark is a Z decoration used to define the input variables. And the second decoration is a prime, which is given here. The prime is another decoration. It tells us that enrolled prime and passed prime describe the state after the operation. We have declared two state variables. The first state variable was enrolled and the second state variable was passed. And in operation schemas, enrolled prime and passed prime will be used to describe the state after applying the operation. Students, we have already discussed about the symbol delta and psi the last lecture, and basically delta and psi are also Z decorations. The delta naming convention is just an abbreviation for the schema that includes both the unprimed or before state and the primed, which is actually after state. The delta is not an operator, and I already discussed that an operation schema containing delta decoration is an operation which actually brings the change in the state of a system. Similarly, psi symbol indicates an operation where the state does not change, and we use psi symbol when we only need to read state variables without changing their values, or where the operation exists only to consume inputs to produce outputs. Therefore, an operation schema containing psi symbol is basically a read-only operation which actually just read the system state variables. The first operation schema with the name of enroll is a schema which is used to specify the registration process of students, and the operation enroll basically register a single student in the class, and it is quite obvious that by registering a student in the class, the size of the class would definitely be changed. Therefore, an operation schema enroll describe the operation which actually bring the change in the state of a system. Therefore, delta decoration will be used with the name of state schema class, and by writing the name of state schema class, all the state variables and invariants are called here, and there is no need to rewrite all the variables and predicates. Now we are declaring input variable with the sign of question mark or sign of interrogation, at the end of the variable, and its type is a student. Therefore, the variable student with question mark is an input variable, and it can store a single value of the set student. In this way, student is an element variable. Because we want to enroll a single student, therefore we declared a variable which can store a single student with a question mark, and this variable will be used as a input variable. And this is the first precondition for the operation enroll, that number of enrolled students must be less than the size of the class, that at the time of enrolling a student, the already enrolled students must not be equal to the size of the class. It must be less than the size of the class. And a student going to be enrolled must not already belong to the set enrolled. It means the student which is going to be registered in the class must not already registered in the class. So these are basically two preconditions to perform the operation enroll. And the predicates with the prime symbol are post conditions, and whenever we perform the operation enroll, what would happen? The student input student would be a part of the set enrolled, because this is an element. Therefore, we put the curly braces to make it a set, because student with the question mark is a element, and by putting the curly braces of sets, it would become a set, and we can take the union. Now it would become a part of the enrolled class, and there would be no change in the set passed, and therefore the pass prime is equal to passed. Students, now we specify another operation with the name of complete, which actually describe the process of completing all the assignments and sessionals. And this operation declare a student passed, and an existing student is transferred to the set passed, provided that they have passed all their assignments and have not already been transferred. Therefore, this operation brings the change in the system state variable passed, and we write the operation schema complete with the symbol of delta, because it would bring the change in the state of a system. And again, an input student to be declared passed with the question mark is declared here as an element variable, and the passed student must be belong to set of enrolled, and the passed student must not already in the set passed. These are basically two preconditions for the operation complete. Then the which actually describe that the student going to complete the assignments must be enrolled, and if not already belong to the set past. Students, there is a minor typo. So there is a question to you that what actually a mistake in the first predicate. Now we come towards the post condition predicates, that is student going to complete all the assignments would become a part of set past, and there would be no change in the set enrolled. Therefore enrolled prime would be equal to set enrolled. So there is another question, that there is another typo in the post condition predicate. So again, this is question to you, that what is basically typo in the post condition predicate here. So this is the basically answer, because student prime with the question mark is an element. Therefore the subset operator is not appropriate for that. For element, we can say that the element is a member of that set. And again, this is an element, therefore we should bring it to a the curly braces, and now it's a set. So that was the minor mistake in that predicate, that curly braces were not here. And same is the case, the operator subset is not appropriate here. You can use the symbol belongs to. We have another operation of leaving the class with certificate. Those students who have passed may leave with certificate, and the leaving operation would definitely remove that student from the set enrolled and the set passed. Therefore, the operation schema leave with certificate would bring change in the system state, and this operation would change the value of both the state variables. Therefore, delta decoration will be used in this operation schema, and the schema with the name class would bring all the declared state variables as well as invariant predicates in this operation schema, and the student leaving the class is declared as a input variable, and this is an element variable with the question mark. There is only one precondition predicate representing that student leaving the class must belong to the set passed. So it is not mentioned here that student leaving the class must be member of set enrolled. The reason is that passed set is a subset of enrolled set. Therefore, student member of passed set must be the member of enrolled set. Therefore, there is no need to mention that input student is a member of enrolled set. Now there are two post condition predicates, that student leaving the class would be subtracted from the pass set as well as subtracted from the enrolled set. So far in a class management system, we have modeled straightforward with no problem scenarios. We describe schemas with the operations of success scenarios, and we did not consider the possibility that the class is full and no one can be enrolled on it, and we also ignored the possibility that a student could be enrolled twice, and we ignored the possibility that a student who is not enrolled could be transferred to the pass set. Now we are going to address such kind of scenarios, or we would model the error scenarios through operation schemas. In order to model a more interactive software system, we need to define another type which is known as free type. This free type basically used to define different messages or different values of free type variables, and free type definition is described by two colon symbols and equal symbol. So any type which is declared with two colon and equal sign stand for free type definition, and free type contain few values. For example, we already discussed basic types. For example, integer as a basic type, and integer basic type contain all possible integers values. If we declare book as a basic type, so it would become set of all possible books. But whenever we declare free type, a free type contain only few values, and these values may be of string type or some messages to be declared in our system design. So we define a free type report with these values, which are basically containing value OK, class full, already enrolled, not enrolled, already passed, not passed. So whatever value we want to display, or whatever value we want to model in our system, we can put it in the value of free type, and thereafter we can declare variables on free type. While performing the enroll operation in a class management system, the system should be so interactive that it have it has a functionality to prompt on the case that class is full. Therefore, to model this scenario that class become full, we model or specify an operation schema with symbol psi, because this operation just read the system state variable enroll, and we model to get output from the system. Therefore, we declare a free type variable with this symbol, with the sign with the symbol of exclamation, and this free type variable with this symbol is declared on free type to get the output. So the precondition for this operation schema class full is that the number of students enrolled in the class equal to the size of the class or greater than to the size of the class. So this is the precondition. Whenever the number of enrolled students are equal to the size of the class, then the class would be full and we can get output equal to class full, because this is a free type variable declared on free type, and this free type contain few values including class full. So this schema basically model to get the output in the form of a message that class is full. While enrolling the students in the class, there is another error scenario that a student going to be enrolled in the class is already enrolled. So to model such kind of error, we again use an operation schema with decoration psi, and we need to declare two variables. The first variable is an input variable, which is a student to be enrolled, and the second variable is an output variable to get the message from that operation. So this is basically a precondition that student to be enrolled already belong to set enrolled, then output would be the message already enrolled, because report with this decoration is an output variable and free type variable declared on free type, and free type containing only few values containing already enrolled value. So as a result of the operation already enrolled, the output of this operation would be the message showing that already enrolled. There is another scenario that if a student is not enrolled, so that student cannot be declared passed. So this scenario can also be modeled by another operation schema with the name not enrolled, and this operation just read the values of state variables. Therefore psi decoration will be used here, and there are two variables declared here. The first variable is input variable, and the second variable is a free type variable, and in this variable we can store or we can pass our output. So this is the precondition for that. The student to be enrolled is not already enrolled, so the message would be printed not enrolled. An attempt to add the already passed student in the pass set is an error scenario. So the model system must have a functionality to respond such kind of errors. Therefore, to model this kind of error, we can specify an operation schema already passed, because this operation schema only read the state variables. Therefore, the psi decoration would appear in the schema, and we need to declare input variable as an element variable and output variable as a free type variable to respond the error scenario. So this is the precondition that student already belong to passed set, and in this case the response would be already passed. So system will respond in that manner, and a value of free type variable already passed will be declared. The class management system should be specified in such a manner that an attempt of leaving with certificate for such a student who has not passed yet must not be fulfilled. Therefore, for such kind of scenario, the system must respond that student is not passed yet. To model this scenario, we specify an operation schema not passed, and again this is uh, an operation which just read the value of system state variables. Therefore, psi decoration would appear, and we need to declare input variable student and output response variable of free type, and uh, this is the precondition predicate that student does not belong to past set. Therefore, the student cannot leave with certificate. So the system must respond that output message not passed must be printed. Students, the discussed example of class management system contain three operations which include an enroll operation and completing the course operation and leaving the class or leaving the course operation. So for the success scenarios, the preconditions are given in the table. In case of enroll operation and for the success scenario, the preconditions are listed here, and these are basically conditions for failure for the on enroll operation. Similarly, for completing of course operation, these are precondition predicates in case of success of the operation, and these are uh, failure scenarios or error scenarios conditions in case in the form of predicates. And this is the last operation, that student leave the class with certificate, and this precondition basically represent for the success scenario, and this is basically condition for the failure scenario or in case of any modeling error report. Similar type of the example is discussed in the chapter number 2 of the book Software Development with Z. This example basically is a computerized class manager assistant to keep track of students enrolled on a class and to record which of them have done the midweek exercises. There are basically four operations. The first operation is to enroll the students, and second operation is to test the students, and the third operation is leaving the class, and the fourth operation is to inquire about the student. An enroll operation is used to enroll the students on a class or issues a warning if the class is full, or if the student is already enrolled. The test operation records that a student has done the exercises or warns if the student is not enrolled or has already done the exercises. The third operation, which is leave operation, removes the student from the class with an indication of whether the student is entitled to a completion certificate. Only students who have done the exercises are entitled to a certificate. If the student is not enrolled, a warning is given. The fourth operation, inquire, shows whether a student is enrolled and whether the student has done the exercises. Students, all the requirements described about the class manager's assistant system is about the students, and all the operations are about the students. Therefore, associated domain or basic type to design formally a class manager's assistant software system is student. So we declare here a basic type student, and in order to declare global variable about the size of the class, we need axiomatic definition. So this is basically axiomatic definition to declare global variable, which is about the size of the class. And the third type is declared as a free type, which is actually to model the responses for any operation done to model the system in that specification. Now we are ready to declare system state schema, and you know that state of a system is basically representation of the whole system, and specifically in Z formal specification we specify a system through its state. Therefore, system state schema contain all the system state variables and invariant properties. There are two system state variables. The first system state variable is enrolled, and the second system state variable is tested. And both the variables are set variables because both the variables are declared on the power set of students, and power set of student is basically set of all possible sets of student. And the first invariant property ensures that number of enrolled student must not increase from the size of the class, and the tested students must be subset of enrolled students. Students, we have already specified the enroll operation for the previous example, on slide number 10, and this operation with the name of enroll OK is quite similar to that operation schema. An additional thing which is discussed or specified in this schema is response. We have incorporated the response to ensure that enroll operation is okay. So these are basically preconditions which were already discussed in the previous enroll operation and which is quite similar to that. And these are post conditions, and the last predicate represent the response because R with this symbol is a output variable, and this variable is declared on a free type. Therefore, this is a free type variable, and one possible value for this free type variable is success, which is given here. The free type has following values in the form of messages. So enroll operation uh, will be okay when we get the response success. The test operation is specified with the schema test OK, including the response variable. So student S with this symbol of question mark must be supplied as an input, and an output response will be generated as in the form of success. And test OK has two preconditions. The first precondition is that input student must be enrolled in the class, and input student should not already be tested. And these are two post conditions as usual. By applying the operation test OK, and response would be success. Students, leave OK operation is basically merger of two schemas. If student input student is tested, then the post condition would be tested student would be subtracted from the set tested, and response would be certificate. And there is another predicate which is basically warning. If the student is not tested yet, then their student cannot be subtracted from the set tested, and response would be no certificate. You can basically split this operation schema into a two schemas. So you should do it at your own. With the first predicate, it would be leave OK, and with the second predicate here, it would be uh, leave would not be okay. So you can split this schema into two schemas. The first schema would be leave okay, and the second schema is sort of warning, or you can say that without certificate. Students, as you know that the operation inquiry would not change the state of the system. Therefore, inquiry operation basically is represented by psi decoration, and there are basically three responses. The first response is not enrolled, and input student. If input student is not enrolled, then the response would be not enrolled. And If the input student is already enrolled, then the response would be already enrolled. And if the student is already tested, then response would be already tested. So there are basically three kind of inquiries. And as I mentioned earlier, this operation schema is a merger of three schemas. You can split this operation schema into three different schemas. So you should do it at your own, and you should write three schemas, and all these three schemas would be with the side decoration, because this operation would not uh, change the state of the system and just read the value of the system state variable. Students, as I mentioned earlier in the last slide, that inquiry operation schema can be split into three different schemas. The first operation schema, after splitting, when a student is not already enrolled, would be in this form. All the declarations are similar to the uh, inquiry operation schema, and when student is belong to enrolled, then response would be already enrolled. Similarly, when student is not enrolled, this operation can be specified in different schema, and response would be not enrolled. And if the student is already tested, then response would be already tested. And if the number of enrolled students is equal to the size of the class, then response would be no room. Students, the contents of this lecture are taken from chapter number 2 of the book Software Development with Z, and chapter number 5, and you must read section number 5.2 of chapter number 5 and complete chapter number 2 of the book Software Development with Z. And that's all for today's lecture. Allah Hafiz.